I don't have that many more days to settle. I don't have that many more days to say, like, this is good enough, or I'll bend for this, situation anymore.
Right. Maybe you are taking a step back and realizing, shit, have I been putting a hell yes on my plate that isn't really my hell yes? It's somebody else's hell yes, and I'm the yes person, and I show up and I do these things, and it really isn't serving me, my passion, my purpose, my future, what I need to do for myself to better my life. Like, can this year be... Hey ladies, welcome to the She's Rooted podcast.
We're about to get real unscripted.
So pull up a chair. Let's get to the root of it. What's up, Mo? Ah! What happened there?
You hit recording and my thing pops up and tells me that I'm being recorded. So I went to hit OK and my whole situation just fell over.
That was really fun.
It's on a little tripod stand, which we were talking about the other day, about in order for a three-legged thing to stand, all three legs must be strong.
Right.
And clearly one was a little wobbly.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, good reflexes there.
Hey, thanks.
You caught it. So.
I saved everything. Saved us all.
You saved the podcast. We are still here.
Don't you worry. You're safe and sound with me, ladies.
Well, we want to welcome you all back to the She's Rooted podcast. If this is your first time jumping in, we keep it real and raw over here, don't we, Mo?
We try, yeah.
I mean, we have a topic that we love to just see where it takes us. There's no notes. It's just what we want to talk about. Cheers.
Cheers.
Can you believe we're in 2026? This is insane.
It really has flown by. I was thinking about it this morning. I know this isn't our topic, but now that you just brought it up, I was thinking about this morning that just even the fact that my son, my youngest, is 7, and it totally hit me. I was like, 7 years really genuinely flew by.
Yeah.
What's that quote? The days are long, but the years are short.
Yes.
It's so true.
It is so true.
But
I always love thinking about that Ferris Bueller. Like, if you don't stop and look around once in a while, it's going to pass you by, or however he says it.
Yeah, but I feel like I am somebody that genuinely does that, probably too much, to a fault. Like all day long, I'm always like, and like my little brain is I think I have a big brain. My brain is taking like little photos like all day long. I'm trying to like freeze frame, right? Like, remember this. Like, I really genuinely, intentionally like have those moments all day long, and I still feel like it's flown by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. 2026. I've been graduated from high school for a very long time.
Yo, we have. I apologize if anyone is listening to this that was at our reunion, but I know a lot of you were probably thinking the same thing, and then reality hits, because I walked in. Matt and I have been together since we've been 15. Okay, so we high school sweethearts. We walk into our 10-year reunion, and I look at Matt. I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone looks so old. Like, what happened? And then I was like, light bulb. I'm like, bitch, you're old too. Like, what is happening? Like, it's just, you don't look at it like that. And then all of a sudden you're placed right back into like a reality that you once walked through 10 years ago. And it's like, you don't remember everyone looking like they've aged. And it's like, wow, it's just incredible how fast things can.
Our class doesn't do reunion.
We had a 20-year reunion. Oh my God.
We didn't, or I didn't get invited.
We didn't go to it. We didn't.
Maybe I didn't get invited.
Kids had something going on, and sports overtakes our life. And now I'm in like a season where, like, can I go to a game? They're graduated now. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, it does fly by really fast.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know that you said that's not our topic, but I think that
it is our topic.
Focus. It should be our focus, because we talked about last time, stuck versus buried, and really just kind of going through the things that we intentionally put on our plate with an unintentional mindset that it is holding us back, that that is what is giving us the excuse to not show up for the things that we say we want, because it seems easier to be like, I have this, I have that, this is in my way, or until this happens, or until I have the time, then I'll show up for myself. And I know you and I were kind of talking about the whole mindset of, there are no hell maybes in life. And like, I want you, if you're listening to this right now, like, let that be a theme for 2026, right? Write down, there are no hell maybes in life. And Mo and I are going to unpack that in this episode for you. But Mo, that goes right along the lines with life goes by so fast.
Yeah.
So why,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, let's stop. Let's be the Ferris Bueller. Let's look around so it
Yeah.
doesn't pass us by.
Yeah.
But yeah, no hell maybes. There's only a
Yeah.
hell yes or a hell no. And like, yeah. So I'm gonna throw it over to you because I see you thinking.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it does go with that. And that was a good opener about how fast life goes by. Cause I think that's the kicker moving into 2026, especially at 42 years old. Like you start to look back and you're like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I'm out of high school longer than I was in high school, which felt like your world, right? And you're like, what have I done? And you start to look at what's ahead of you. And I don't know, I think that for me, I know that I've been in this place before in a new year where you're like, okay, only heck yeah, to like, I'm only going to make those choices. And you like get all hyped up, just like any other New Year's resolution. But this year feels different in the way of like the reality is you actually can live in that space if you're rooted. Like you can set the intention like I have in the past. I'm like, I'm only gonna, and you can have that intent. But if you're not rooted in yourself and what an actual like yes and what an actual no is for you or means for you, or like how to come up with that, you will just coast through and you will just settle and you will just go, I guess this is okay. Or, I'll strive a little more in this area. And I don't know, I guess as you get older, maybe you just start to look at it and go, wait a second. I don't have that many more days to settle. I don't have that many more days to say, like, this is good enough or I'll bend for this, situation anymore.
Right. Maybe you are taking a step back and realizing, shit, have I been putting a hell yes on my plate that isn't really my hell yes? It's somebody else's hell yes. And I'm the yes person and I show up and I do these things and it really isn't serving me, my passion, my purpose, my future, what I need to do for myself to better my life. Like, can this year be like not the new year, new me? We like
Right.
that. Can it be a new year, better me? Can it be this year? There are no hell maybes. This year, I'm putting my yes first because you can't pour from an empty cup. And when you take a step back and you look at all of the things that you're showing up for and that you're saying yes for, is it serving you or is it not? Like, does it fill your cup or does it not?
Right.
And, there'd be a lot of people listening, like, well, I got to go to work. Like, that
Right.
ain't a hell yes. I don't love it. I love the paycheck. I love the life that it brings. But it's not something that you're excited to show up for. Then I don't know, maybe we make a pivot. Maybe we work on ourselves on a passion route and who knows what things can turn into.
I
You know,
I
there
agree
are
with
things you
that.
have to do that you don't
Yes.
necessarily want to do. So that's not the whole hell yes, hell no, hell maybe thing. Like, I get it. We got to go to work. We got to like provide for our life even if we don't love everything about it.
And that's the reality, right? Like you love something about it enough to keep going.
Right.
So maybe that is the paycheck and you love the life that it's providing for you. So therefore, like Man, that also has been such a thing, right? Like everybody's like, "Oh, do what you're passionate about and never work a day in your life." Like, yeah, cool, that's amazing. And I think people could chase that, and that I've done that and it's incredible. And I've, you build that, but that's still hard. Like you and I have both
Work.
done it. That's still
Work.
work. That's still hard. You still have the days where you're like, but do I have to clock in or necessarily answer to anybody? No, but also yes, like it's all still the same. And I
Right.
think that the that can kind of like that can create a negative mindset for you, even going into 2026. If you're like, yeah, okay, no, hell, maybe it's like, I don't want to go to work. And then you're miserable about your job. I think I look at it and I go, okay, like your career is providing the lifestyle that you have, whether or not you like your career, that's something that you can internally battle and like try to figure out if that's what you're called to do, supposed to do, or maybe
Right.
that's just what you're fortunate enough to do because the job market's also hard for some people. Like looking at it with gratitude and just going like, okay, this is not like a hell yeah for me. I don't love doing this, but the hell yeah lies in the fact that it's providing this, this, and this for me, which now I need to lean more into that. Am I, the time I do have, am I making hell yeah decisions about? Like that's where I look at it. Like the time you don't have because you're working, whatever, but it's providing this over here. Are you stewarding this over here well? Because if you're not stewarding this over here well, then that would point the finger back at your job, in my opinion, to be even more upset and grumpy, right? You're like, I'm spending all this time over here and this time over here sucks too. Like everything sucks. Well, no, like what if it's really just the time you do have, are you stewarding it well? And are you, hitting those buckets right? Or are you living in the hell maybe in your off time? And that's what's crushing you.
Right. Right. Absolutely. It's like the job is what is the catapult into the opportunity to say yes to things, to say no to things. And I always have this mindset of I want to say no to things because I want to say no to things. I don't want to say no to things because I can't say yes.
Too. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Too. Yeah.
So I think when you take a step back and you look at everything that you have going on in your life and you're looking at your career, you're looking at your passions, you're looking at your four walls, you're looking at your focus for your health, you're looking at the road that is going to walk you down where you want to go. I think you have to take a wide angle look at everything and realize that we're only given so many hours in a day, but the truth of the truth is everyone's given the same amount of hours in the day. So when you're looking at that and realizing that the now of your life is the only time you ever have control over, that gives you back so much power to really look at everything on your table that you need to do and just looking at it one at a time. Like the job, your career. Like, well, that can that I don't think can be in a category of a hell yes, a hell no, or hell maybe. If that is your career and that is what you are doing, you obviously, like you said, you're there because there was some kind of passion, interest, or opportunity that walked you down to say yes to clock in, right? Like, and
Right.
that's what you do for a living. That is providing the table, right? So when you're looking at that, we can't look at it like, oh, hell yes, hell no, hell maybe. But
Right.
we do look at it as, okay, that's something that I have to do to provide the lifestyle that I want. Now you look at the lifestyle part of it, and that is where your hell yes, hell no, hell maybes need to be looked at, and you need to reassess every so often. Like you talked before in the past, like looking at your calendar and like the red, the green, the yellow, kind of like a stoplight, right? So like the things that you have to do, the things that you need to do, the things that you want to do, if you have your job and you have your time frame on it and you look at all of these other things in your life, like health is such an easy thing to talk about, right?
Right.
That's definitely a passion wheelhouse for me. And one thing about the career, I do want to put this out there, it is never too late to grow through your life, to pivot in a career, to go back to school, to do whatever you want to do. It's never too late. Fun fact about me, I was going to school to be a teacher. I had 10 classes left for elementary education, would have been graduated done. And my passion was pulling and tugging at my heart, saying, like, that is not the arena and the career path that I am meant for. Like, things changed. So I ended up switching my degrees that close because I felt like that was what was right for me. And then
Right.
I got my bachelor's in health and wellness. It's the best decision that I've ever made. So many people wait and not do that because of a circumstance that seems like this is the best route. This is the easy choice. I have 10 classes left. Let me finish. And at the end of the day, if it's not something that you want to do for the rest of your life, you're going to waste that 10 classes. You're going to waste that time on something that isn't going to provide the time that you want in your future. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So it's never too late to pivot. So there's that. But when you're looking at all of these things, you have to prioritize your time and you have to look at what you're showing up for. And if it's not a hell yes, why are we saying yes to it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have, for me, what's really easy for me, especially in the health realm, what are my non-negotiables? What are the things that I need to focus on? Me for 2026, I definitely had to take a step back. I had to look at what I was doing in my morning routine. I got into a bad habit of like coffee and just scrolling the TikTok. And before you know it, from 6 a.m. to, I'll admit it, almost 8 a.m., I'm still sitting there scrolling. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing?
Yeah.
Made no sense. So it does change doesn't happen until you take a honest look and you put yourself in your own mirror.
Yep.
So for me, scrolling TikTok from 6 to 8 a.m., that turned into a hell no, I can't do that. And I prioritized what I wanted for my house, for my health, for everything. And I created a morning routine that I have stuck with since the beginning of the year. And you're gonna be like, Jamie, we're like a weekend. Well, hell yeah, we're a weekend, and I'm freaking crushing it, okay?
I'll celebrate. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like I have taken back control of the calmness that's showing up for the things that I need to do in my house and for my health first.
Yep.
It's created such a peaceful rest of my day.
Yep.
Like, I love it.
I
But
love
you have
that.
to look at those things.
Yeah.
So if I were to ask you, Mo, looking at the things that are important to you for this year ahead and trying to look at how do you know if it should be a yes, it should be a no, it should be a maybe. And I didn't mean to say it should be a maybe because there are no hell maybes. But maybe the hell maybes are not the things that are on your table in the now of your life. Maybe you're like looking at something and you're like, maybe I will want to turn that into a hell yes. So let me just move this over onto a different table and I'm going to come back to it and reassess when like I feel like I got my ish together over here with what I am showing up for and saying yes and no to. But like with your 2026, how would you cipher that?
Yeah, how am I going about it? So kind of I probably similar to you, but I'm a planner girl, like through and through. I love a paper and pen planner. And I also am a very like it has to be simple for me. I can't be complicated. Um so for me, I think like going back to what I was saying about knowing yourself and knowing kind of your pillars, like the buckets or pillars, however you want to call them or think of them, that are like the important things to you. So, faith, family, friendships, your relationships, your spouse, if you have one, business, if you're doing one, or a hobby, or your health, like those pillars, and taking those and I kind of like build my day around those now. So if I know that those are like the most important things, I'll pick something in each of those categories that I want to get done in the day. And it's kind of like at that point, that's where I get that check in my heart where it's like, if a friend is like, hey, can you meet for coffee and blah, blah, blah. And it's like a decision time, or somebody says, hey, can you manage this or can you do this? I like kind of look at those buckets and go, is that bucket already full for the day? And like, can I stick it in there? Or is this like a hell no right now, but let's move it because it is something I want to do? Or is it just like a hell no period? Like that doesn't even fit in what I'm trying to build right now, like at all. And that's kind of how I'm looking at it right now, is looking at those roots. Like, I guess that would be the best way to say it. We're rooted, right? Like looking at the roots of my life and going like, these are the things that need to be watered. These are the things that need to be tended to, and what fits in those categories and what doesn't. Also just my spirit, like what lights me up and what doesn't. Like,
Right.
when you're connecting with people or doing tasks or that kind of stuff. And obviously, like we just said, not everything, like I do not love cleaning. I am a woman, a wife, a
Same.
mother that does not like cleaning.
Right.
How I have gotten it done, though, is finding gratitude in the thing that I do love, which is my family. So I will do the dishes and do the laundry and clean the floors out of gratitude that I have a family to clean up after. Like, that's literally how my brain has to do it, because I do not like it.
Yeah.
But getting, so it's not always a joy to do the things that are the hell yes, but the other side of it is the hell yes, right? Like,
Right. The reason why.
yeah.
No, that's so good. Girl, in the morning, I have all my cleaning, and I am not a person that loves, like, cleaning's not a hell yes for me. It's a hell you have to do it. Like, and damn it, I don't want to, but it needs to be done. And I remember trying to find, like, I'm a systems girl, so if I can almost have a gamification around things,
Yeah.
it makes things kind of easier to show up for and not so overwhelming. So I ended up looking up, like, on YouTube, just like different cleaning systems. I came across this lady, and I really enjoyed how she went about her cleaning system. I'm like, I think this is something that I can do. And obviously, I had to make tweaks into what made sense in my life and how I roll out my day. And that is what I have done into the beginning of 2026. And it has been a freaking game changer on so many levels. But when you look at, like, I'm up every day at 5:40. I have that time in the morning with Matt right before he leaves for work. I am sitting with my coffee at 6 a.m. I do 30 minutes of reading something that's going to grow my mindset, grow my knowledge, something, whatever I'm focused on. 30 hard minutes of that, and it's a hard stop. And I get up and I do all of, like, my little daily tasks, which don't take me very long, 10, 15 minutes, if that, like tidy up the house, make the beds, throw laundry in, do all that. And then every day of the week, I have something that I focus on, whether that is vacuum, mopping the floor, dusting, whatever, cleaning the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it is spread out throughout the day. For me, that works because I used to be the mom that would clean the house top to bottom. I went top to bottom, and I literally, with my hands, went bottom up.
Bottom to top.
Yeah, there we are. But, and by the time I was done, the kids tornado through, and then it looks like I've done nothing. And now I have
Yeah.
a Frenchie fry who he tornadoes through with all of his dog toys. And it's just like, it looks like, what is the point? I didn't do anything. And it's frustrating when things don't stay in order. And I think that when things are not in order in, like, the cleanliness of your house, for me, I have an overwhelming, like, feel over my shoulders. Like, I don't know, it affects my mood.
Mm.
So it's nice to have things put in place. And I could sit and I can have this podcast and we can rock this out. And I don't have a mound of laundry and everything waiting on me because it's done. So at 6:30, I get up, I rock out my daily tasks, I do whatever uh, the day's main task is, and I am eating breakfast by 7:30, 7:45, in the shower by 8, ready for the day.
I think that's such a great,
Easy. It's been awesome.
but that's also a great other view of like the hell yes, hell no, because I think sometimes people perceive others that are either fit or their house is clean or they're business is booming or their marriage is great. I think other people, it's easy. It's easier for all of us to look at them and be like, oh, they must like either love cleaning or they just like got this lucky or they, have these genes or whatever. And as you're talking, I'm thinking like about things in my own life. And I'm like, there's a lot of stuff I do that I don't love doing, but I've figured out a strategy of how to get it done because I love the outcome. And the
Yes.
outcome is my hell yes. Like it's
Yeah.
not the actual activity. Like I'm in the fitness industry and I don't love working out.
Right.
Like, very honest, don't love it. I do it because I like the outcome of how I feel. And that's my hell yes. So I think like that's the other one. I go back now to bring this full circle when you ask like how do you decipher? I think that's also part of the deciphering is to look at your world and go, what are like people do the goal setting? But what if instead of like this goal setting mentality of like do this, do this, do this, check off, you looked at it more and you said, what do I want to achieve, right? What does the woman who has that look like? How does she operate? Who
Right.
is she? The woman that has the fitness and the happy marriage, like, who do I have to become in order to be that? And it's kind of like hearing you talk about that. Like, the outcome is I want this clean house. I don't love doing it, but like, who do I have to become in order to do that? I want this peaceful morning. I'm going to have to say no to scrolling and I'm going to have to say yes to being the woman that like picks up and does the thing. Same thing for me. Like, working out is hard for me to do. But if I do it first thing in the morning, then it's done and it's off my head and I'm not going to procrastinate it more because it's just done. So who do I have to become? I have to become the woman that rises early and gets her workout done. And it's like when I position it that way, I'm like, yes, like that's it. So I think that's the other way I go through and look at the how do you pick what's a yes, what's a no? You look at it and you go, would the woman that I desire to be say yes to this? Would the woman that I desire to be say no to this? Would the woman that I desire to be sit in maybe? Like, not for me. No, that woman is never sitting in maybe. Like, I don't want to sit in maybe.
Yeah.
I want to be decisive. I want to know. I want to move with that confidence and that swagger of like, this is what I'm building because this is the only life I have. And I'm going to go after everything that I want in my relationships, in my health, in my, like, all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I'll share this with you because I had a moment where I almost bent in the beginning of this year. So I've been dance fitness instructor for years. I let it go when the kids were in high school and I couldn't show up and be consistent in my classes because I just was not willing to not sit in the bleachers and cheer on those kids. You only
Right.
get that time for a short period of time.
Yeah.
So it just didn't work out. I had to let it go. And in
Yeah.
that time of my life, dance fitness was like in and out. It wasn't a consistent thing for me. I wasn't even going to the gym to other instructors' classes. So I let that part go. And I feel like it brought me so much happiness and joy. There's just something about checking the world at the door, getting lost in the music, and being around a community of incredible women.
Mm-hmm.
So as we've walked through, it was Talon's last year, senior year. So he wasn't in season. And I told Matt, I'm like, I'm gonna jump back in some of the dance fitness classes, go as just a member, and just try to find like my community again, where I can be a part of somebody else's class and just have that moment for me where I can check the world at the door and maybe find that passion wheel again. And I'm very grateful for the class that I walked into. So for all of last year, I've been super consistent with going to dance fitness classes at least twice, if not 3 to 4 times a week. And it's just like my fun, my cardio. Another thing about me, I don't like cardio. I don't like cleaning and I don't like cardio. It might be the C's. I don't know. But I go, I have fun. But I have been very, very consistent with a Monday and a Wednesday. And I try to make a Friday work. And we host New Year's Eve parties, family friends over here. And I work out with my sister in law with strength training. And one of our friends wants to hop in with us and work out with us. Well, what works best for them is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I was in a struggle mindset because like I want to do the strength training with them, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday works best for them. And I was just really playing this like tug of a hell maybe of giving up those time frames because it works best for them. And now I'm putting their hell yes on my head. And I'm like, this is the thing that like I do for me, that I work from home. I get out of the house and I go there and it just I love it. So
Yep.
I almost bent though, Mo, and I almost was like, well, I'll do that. And then I'll look at, okay, well, Wednesdays the class isn't till 6:30 in the evening, so I can do strength training and then I can go to the gym and I'm like, that is not healthy for my health to do that. So I just sent a message. I'm like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday works great for you girls. That's amazing. Like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is going to be the days that I do strength training because Mondays I go here, Wednesdays I go here, Fridays I go here, and Fridays is like if I can make it or can't make it. So maybe I'll jump in and do the Friday with you girls if blah blah. So I almost did not put that at the beginning of my 2026. I almost didn't put my hell yes on like what I programmed for my strength training, what I programmed for my cardio, what I programmed for like my bucket of like fun that I look forward to doing.
Right.
And it's just sometimes you do bend and what you're bending isn't going to be what's best for you.
Yeah.
So I think it's not easy to always do it because it's like, I want to like do the strength
Right.
training with them,
Right.
but do I want to give up what I love doing on the other end because the time frames are the same?
Right.
But I could be here and like they could crush it, and I already did my workout, you know.
Right. Right. I
So
love that. I think that that's a great
it's fun.
encouragement. It's a good encouragement to any of our listeners too, though, because how many times are you caught in those situations, especially as women, and even more so, I think, as like empaths and people that love other people, you constantly want to give and you do tend to bend, or if you struggle with people pleasing, like all that kind of stuff ties into it, and you're always caught in these decisions. And I think that that's encouragement to anybody that's listening. If you're in a similar position and you're like wishy-washy, that's that maybe I can make it work, maybe I could swing this, maybe I could do that, and you catch yourself doing that, I would just encourage you to pause and say, like, hold up a second, like you did, and be like, you know what, no, I need to. And you'll know. I think you'll know. Like, I think there are times where you bend, and I think there are times where you give a little more and all of that. But when you've established those roots in something and you're like, no, I know that I know that I know that I know that this is a root of mine that needs to stay. Like,
Right. You
yeah,
can't
keep
undo
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the girls, they came, they were here yesterday, they
Yeah.
crushed it. I'm like, it was awesome. I'm
Yeah.
like out there and then I'm making dinner for the family and then I'm coming back. I did the vacuuming. I did the things that I do on Wednesday. Oh, by the way, Wednesdays, I did say I get all my cleaning done in the morning, right? But on
Yeah.
Wednesdays I've found a roadblock because Kirsten, she gets up and she goes to work, right? So she's still sleeping at the time frame I'd be vacuuming, and that's very loud. So I had to pivot and I had to adjust my Wednesday. So I do it later so it doesn't affect her because she's going to work. But it was very just like, I don't know. They crushed it. They felt awesome about it. And I told them don't pivot to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday because it works best for me. If Monday, Wednesday, Friday works awesome for you, show up. Like
Right.
my whole third, it's there. Like
Right.
crush it. And uh and they did. So I think that it's important to stand tall in what's good for you, stand tall in what you know you need to show up for,
Yeah.
and use your voice. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. For sure.
otherwise, otherwise it's not going to work out. You'll end up burning yourself out, and that's what I was afraid of. And I think
Burnout.
that comes with age, like to be able to be like, they were so excited about Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I had to like throw it in there.
Yeah.
Monday I'm here, Wednesday I'm here, Friday I'm here, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday works best for me. But you girls
Yeah.
crush it on Monday, Wednesday, Friday because that's what works best for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's just taking ownership with what you know you need to do.
Yeah.
That's your hell yes moment, because
Yeah, and then
that's
it gives other people permission to do the same thing for themselves.
100%.
It's like that mutual respect then too, and nobody's resenting anyone. And it's just kind of like, yeah, I have to take care of me and you have to take care of you. It's not, that's where strength comes from, even in a community. Like you're part of a community and you have friendships and all of that, but that doesn't mean you have to like carry the weight of everyone, you know?
Right. Right.
You each
Yeah.
individually need to carry your own weight, take
Right.
responsibility and ownership and say like, this is what roots my soul. This is what roots my being. And like, I have to, do that. So
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. So I think if we could leave the girls with something today, focusing on what are the hell maybes that you are constantly showing up for. And when you realize how silly that sounds, hell
Mhm.
maybe, then you could really look at, is it on my table of now? Should it be a yes? Can I nudge it that way? Or should it be a no for right now? And no doesn't mean forever. Some things should be forever, but no doesn't always mean forever.
Mhm.
And maybe you have a side table. Put the hell maybes that will never be a hell yes in the now of your life. Put those over on the side table that you could just show up for later and figure out if it has meaning in your life.
Right.
But
I love that. And I think you are the only one that can actually determine that and decipher that too. And I think that that's also another place where you have to get, again, we talk about it a lot in this podcast, but that's like what it's named about. And that's the whole mission, is like, you have to get quiet with yourself in order to be able to understand this. You can't continually listen to the noise that's on your phone and on social media and in your ear from your neighbor or your family member, whoever. Like, you have to get quiet with yourself and really dig into the roots of what matters to you, and really dig into the reality that this is your life and that you are the one in the driver's seat, and that you need to make the calls on the yes and the no. And you can't do it, based off what makes the other person happy and other people happy. You have to, because that builds resentment, and that also can come back later and you're like, well, it was because, no, you are always going to be the one at the end of the day that made the decision. So make sure it's your decision, like
right. Yeah.
fully, you
Right.
know?
Exactly. Because you're the
Yeah.
one that would bend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It,
get those roots, kind of name them out, figure out what that is to you, and then let everything else fall in line with that.
right. Yeah, you have to have a purpose worth fighting for. And when like you said, the outcome, the gratitude for the family is
Yeah.
why you hell yes your way through the things you don't want to do, that you
Yeah.
don't love, but it's because of you have a purpose worth fighting for.
Yeah.
You're showing up because the outcome means something to you.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
categorize some things like Mo said today. Look at your faith, your family, your fitness, your future, your business, like your values, your growth, whatever topics are important to you, write those out.
Yeah.
And then like you can look at yourself and you can say, how am I showing up in these areas? And what are the things that I want to do in order to grow in these areas if it's important to you? Not all those bubbles might not be important to you right now, and don't overwhelm yourself. You
Right.
put too many tasks on your list, you're setting yourself up for failure. And ladies, we do it on purpose so that we're like,
Yeah.
oh, we had too much to do, we couldn't do it all. We
Yeah.
did it to ourselves. We bent.
Yeah.
Don't bend. Let 2026 be the year. No more hell maybes. Put your yes first. I don't know.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I think this is going to be so good. And I think it's something we can revisit throughout the year and just remind each other, remind our ladies, like, because it's not something that you're like, okay, I'm just going to do this and it's easy peasy and we're just going to go about it.
No.
So
Yeah. No,
it's going
it's
to be a
not
great
easy.
year.
It
It's
is.
going to be a great year.
We named it. We claimed it. Get
Yeah.
rooted, right?
Yes.
Whole thing. But you have anything else?
No, this is so good. I'm excited. It's going to be a great year.
Yeah. You know what else we should have our listeners have a hell yes to? they should share this podcast with someone they care about. That
Yeah.
should be a hell yes. Like,
Yes.
someone needs to listen to this if what we said today resonated.
Yes.
Share it. Butterfly effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one last thing I forgot to tell you. When you were talking at the end and you were talking about It's Your Life, all I was hearing in my head was that Bon Jovi song.
Now or never.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Same.
So good. I was like, perfect.
As soon as it came out of my mouth, I wanted to sing this song too. I was like, yeah.
We're like the same human.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So figure out your hell maybes, ladies. Go blast that Bon Jovi song.
Yeah.
And we'll see you back on the next episode of our She's Rooted podcast.
Yay!
So I love it. I appreciate you, Mo. Thank you so
Love
much.
you.
babe.
Appreciate you
Love
too.
you. All right. See ya.
Bye.
We hope that landed. If it did, drop a comment, share it up, and you know what? We'll see you next week. Until then, stay rooted, sister.